I always like cross my fingers when I go to screen share because sometimes my computer freezes.
I love the flavors of the chef. You win here. My family is absolutely everything to me. Had 3 kids. I had a 19-year-old, 14.
I actually might mute
My 14-year-old son.
everybody, but feel free to unmute yourself.
So,
Come on, computer, don't freeze. Okay. All right. So tonight obviously is all about the power of Emerald. So I wanted to start by saying like, hi, I was once exactly where you guys are sitting, and I chose specific pictures because I feel like sometimes a lot of coaches that either are brand new or like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know how to take these pictures and I don't know how to do social media. And like, sometimes I see that stop people. So I pulled these pictures a long time ago, well, a couple months ago, from literally the beginning. And like, that's what my social media looked like. The pictures were dark. I never had my hair any kind of way other than like slicked back and probably 4 days dirty. But it was just more me showing up every single day, sharing my workout, sharing what I was doing. Like this one picture is me, I think, on a team call, just showing people what I was doing before I even thought about like what the pictures really needed to look like. And I think in the beginning that helped me really get things going, because even though the pictures weren't beautiful or whatever, like people still saw my journey and they saw a progression. Not only did, you know, my body change, but my social media changed. I learned how to speak better and more in more of an empowering way. And so it doesn't matter what your pictures look like today. You can always improve on them, but you have to start like showing up every single day on your social media, in your stories. And I chose this picture right here, which it's dark, but it was last year at Summit. And I wanted to include that one because obviously right now we have our virtual Summit week happening. We were supposed to be in New Orleans this week and we're not there and it stinks, but I think on Saturday night they will announce where next year's Summit is. And if I could give you like one little piece of advice, it is get to Summit next year because it will blow your mind. I was kind of reflecting back on my first Summit in Nashville today, and aside from, y'all, this is not an exaggeration, my parents used to, or grandparents used to take me camping in Gatlinburg when I was like little. We went to Disney World one time. I grew up in a town with 2 stoplights, and our vacation every single year was to Edisto. Like, we never left the state of South Carolina. So I hop in my car and I drive to Nashville, and I'm like, what is an 8-lane road? Like, what do I do? There's too many cars. How do I get off this highway? Like, I drove around Nashville, and then 2 years later, I did the same thing in New Orleans because I couldn't figure out how to get off that freeway either. But I went, and when I got there, I realized that there were so many other people just like me who just wanted something different and more and bigger for their lives. And they weren't, you know, all these perfect models of what a health and fitness coach should look like, or they weren't all these people that were already making bajillions of dollars. Like, there was me everywhere with just people with big goals and big visions and not afraid to put themselves out there. And I truly think that that first trip to Nashville just opened my eyes to the possibilities of what this could be. So get yourself surrounded. When we start having Super Saturdays again, you guys are all local. You need to come with us to Charleston because they're so much fun. But yeah, get to Summit. Okay, so let's talk about Emerald. So there is tons and tons of power in going green, going Emerald. First of all, it's the first big move in your business. It's your first rank advancement. And it means that your business is now open for team cycle bonuses. I'm going to explain that a little bit more in the next slide. But basically, this means that you aren't just earning commission anymore. And what I want for everybody is to get to a point where, sure, every single month you're bringing in new customers and new coaches. Like, that never stops. And obviously there's commission tied to every single time you bring somebody new in. But I want y'all to get to a point in your business where you're also earning residual income, because that is where the power of this really starts to grow and help you, you know, pay off student loan debt, or pay off your credit card, or save for your kids, or go on a vacation, or whatever it is. So to start that process, you got to get to Emerald, and then never, ever, ever go inactive once you become an Emerald coach, because as your team is growing, your volume grows. As you cycle, which again, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Beachbody gives us the ability to hang on to volume that isn't used in a cycle. So let's say you had 50 volume points left over in 1 week. That goes into a bank in your back office, and it continues to grow every single week as you have extra volume that's not used in a cycle bonus. If you go inactive, it wipes it all away. As your business grows, your carryover volume that's what it's called, carryover volume. It does make a difference in your earnings and your cycle bonuses. So I just say, you know, you don't ever want to lose that once it starts. The third thing is you become eligible for customer leads. So that means that if you're an Emerald coach, you hit Success Club 5. The following month, you're going to start to see customers in your customer list that you have no idea who they are. They are people who ordered from Beachbody On Demand or Beachbody.com, or from the corny infomercials that they still air and actually do work. Every time somebody orders, they are assigned a coach. Once you're an Emerald and you're hitting Success Club, you go into that wheel of getting those leads. Then you can reach out to them. If they continue to order, you continue to get the commission from it. And it's truly Beachbody giving you a lead funnel. And then number 4 is you're building the foundation of your business. You go Emerald, you've got your first 2 coaches, you're able to earn volume and start cycling, and then you go Emerald again, and you go Emerald again. It's not technically recognized as going Emerald again and again, but in your mind, that's all it is you're adding 2 more, you're adding 2 more, you're adding 2 more. And then before you know it, you're on your way to Diamond. And then the last thing, I put a picture of one of our coaches. Her name's Lauren, because this was one that I had saved. But you get a shout out when you hit your first rank in our team page. Your coach will put it on social media, in her stories, wherever. And it's just a big, fun, exciting day. So all the shout outs. Okay, so here's a little graphic of what Emerald looks like. It's you and 2 coaches. So obviously you're in green. And then the way our business center is aligned, I guess, it's called a binary system. That means you have a right and a left leg. So your first coach goes on one side, and then your next coach goes on the other side. I know some of you already have a coach, but as you're signing up your first coaches, reach out to your Crystal, Sarah, whoever it is, and make sure that you're getting them put in the right place. Because if you accidentally have 2 on the left side, it's technically not Emerald, because you got to have 1 on the right and 1 on the left. You just set your placement. It's a super easy thing to do. So just reach out before you're signing somebody up so they can make sure you're getting them in the right place. Okay, so the cycle bonus, the way it works is that as you have your right coach, you have your left coach. As you continue to add, and maybe one of your coaches decides that she wants to bring on, she wants to build her business. As things continue to grow, your volume will start to increase. So every single week, the computer, like the system, calculates your cycles based on your volume. Every single time you have 100 on one side to 200 on the other, that's a cycle. As an Emerald coach, it's $14. As a Diamond coach, it's $18. Now, I remember, I went Emerald, I think, in my first week because I signed up I had a nurse that I worked with who signed up for the discount, and then I immediately signed up Nick so that I could be Emerald. And then a couple weeks later, I got my first cycle bonus, and I was like, whoa, $14. Like, woo. But then I'm like, hold the phone. $14 is more than half a tank of gas in my car. It's more than a pack of diapers. And at that point, like, my goal was to pay for my car payment. So $14, I'm like, okay, if I can double that, and we're going to talk about the goals again at the end, but it totally went into the reaching of the $360 goal. So don't let that $14 be like $14. As it grows and as it continues, all of a sudden, you know, you're at $52 a week or $78 a week or whatever it pans out to be. But it has to start with you going Emerald and continuing to grow your business. So Emerald is a decision. Literally say it to yourself. I'm woo-woo. I know that sounds corny, but I'm an Emerald coach, like on repeat until you're an Emerald coach. And then I'm a Diamond coach, and build yourself there. Okay, so a minute ago I mentioned that I had a coach sign up, and I immediately signed up my spouse, Nick. This is like twofold. It is a business investment, and it gives you a lot of control in your business. Number one, it gets you to Emerald, like cut and dry. You're an Emerald coach. You're open to earn cycle bonuses. But number two, Beachbody gives us the gift, essentially, of having two business centers simultaneously. So once I got myself to Emerald, I added a couple of more coaches, and then I made Nick an Emerald, so that not only was I able to earn cycle bonuses, but he was able to collect volume and eventually start earning cycle bonuses. So it wasn't very long before there were 2 cycle bonus paychecks coming in to our bank account, simply because I was an Emerald and I made him an Emerald. Every time I do this call, I say I need to update this number, and I always forget. But I put it in there because in 2018, his account made obviously $4,041 on cycle bonuses. Then the next year, by August, he had already surpassed what he made the full prior year. I built Nick to Diamond eventually. I don't do a whole lot with his account. So, you know, I'm not building him the way I build myself, but I'm cool with an account that brings in just that extra. We have it now in a separate bank account, and it's just kind of like our extra money that doesn't really go into our budget. And if we need something, we use it, or if we want something, we use it, or whatever. So you can totally do with it what you want. But that's my story. Now let's look at Carrie Legault, who is a complete and total rock star. She's like who I am aiming to be. So her progression in year 2, her spouse account made $492 per week. And in year 3, Dave was making $968 per week. That's just her spouse account. So it's an investment. Hang on, I'm going to check the chat. Can you make it bigger? It's hard to see. Let's see, y'all. Why won't the chat go away? Oh, wait.
Morgan, can you just hit that little arrow at the bottom right-hand side that's like this? You see at the bottom on the.
Maybe
no, all the way to the right. I'm like trying to show you on my ear. Oh.
Is that
there
better?
We go. Yeah. Thanks.
Hang on, I gotta get y'all's faces back over here. Okay. So yeah, spouse account, business investment, tax write-off. And the cool thing is I signed up Nick with a challenge pack because I wanted to get the $40 coach fee waived. Plus I earned a commission on that challenge pack. So you technically sign him up and then you earn $50 back the week later in your paycheck. The other, I guess the big reason, it's not just making him enrolled, building his account to earn 2 paychecks, but this also builds your volume, because this is a coach under you that you have control of, that as you build, add coaches to him, or what I do is if like somebody's going to order just Energize or just Beachbody on Demand, not a challenge pack, I usually I give myself challenge packs first to make sure I get to 10, and then I put anything else under Nick. But as you're putting stuff through your spouse account, it's adding volume that allows you to cycle. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I don't know how to, there we go. Okay, so let's do a little math. Let's say your goal is $250 a month. If you sell 3 challenge packs, number 1, that puts you in Success Club. This call, we don't really talk too much about Success Club because it's all about Emerald. But when you look at, and I'm a nerd, so this kind of stuff like speaks to my heart. But when you look at the history of successful coaches and you track their businesses and you follow the numbers, they hit Success Club. So every single month, that needs to be just non-negotiable goal. So number 1, if you're hitting Success Club, that's at least 3 challenge packs, there's $150. If you're an Emerald and you're cycling $28 a week, it's $112 worth of cycle bonuses, and you're over that 250 goal at $260 a month. That makes sense? So same thing, kind of just doubling the numbers. If your goal is $500 a month, you can knock $250 of that out by helping 5 people get started with a challenge pack. And I don't have this on here, but also, guys, if you have somebody that signs up with just I say it like it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal because it's still getting somebody exposed and with tools to help them. But a Beachbody on Demand 12-month subscription is still a $40 commission. So it's not anything to, not consider when you're making a plan to reach financial goals. $40 is $40. So assuming we're just talking about challenge packs, 5 of them, that's $250. And guys, that's just your base. That's just counting this as if they were all signing up with a base challenge pack. For a deluxe challenge pack, your commission is more like $70 to $80. So in that case, you could really say 4 challenge packs. But anyways, as a diamond coach, remember I said those cycle bonuses are $18 for every cycle. So in this example, for $500 a month, this person is a diamond and she's making $72 a week in cycle bonuses, which is $284 per month. So her total would be $534. Down at the bottom where I have matching bonuses and recurring customers, those are that's like perk money. I don't include those things in like reverse engineering goals because, if you have a recurring customer that's on Energize every single month, that's a $14 commission, but I don't count those little things. That's like an extra, amount of money. Your matching bonus, I don't count that either, as far as reverse engineering goals. But if you don't know what that means, once you have coaches of your own that are earning cycle bonuses, basically your matching bonus is Beachbody saying, hey, you're doing a good job and we want to reward you for helping your coaches be successful. So whatever your team's cycle bonus is, Beachbody pays you 10% of whatever they earned. So not a percentage of their money. This is Beachbody paying you, but it's 10% of that number. So in the beginning, your matching bonus is going to be $1.40 off of a $14 cycle. That's why I say I don't count it. But over time, your matching bonus is going to be $50 a week from one coach. So it's extra, but it's, you know, good for you to know that that exists. Okay, last example. This is, you know, moving beyond. You've got a solid diamond business. In this example, she's a star diamond, but going from diamond to star diamond, your cycle bonus amount, the $18, does not change. So this person could still make this amount of money as a diamond coach. Still, 5 challenge packs, $250 a week, $270 a week in cycle bonuses. I remember I was a diamond, and I remember like reverse engineering goals and thinking, oh my gosh, if I could make $400 a week in just a cycle bonus, that would be game changing, because it's not, you know, me, that wasn't even counting the hustle of bringing new people in. It was just building a solid business that had residual income, right? So think about that. Like, what is a number that would be life-changing? Like, you need to have those big, scary goals that make you think and dream and feel really like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to do that. But then you also need to have the short-term goal of, okay, but what's my first goal? Like I said, for me, my first one was $360 a month. And then it was $700 a month. And then $1,000 a month. And then you just keep breadcrumbing your way to that really big, scary goal that you should be thinking about, right? I think I saw a chat. Once you're an Emerald, do you have to have 2 new coaches every single month to maintain Emerald? That is a really good question. The answer is no, but your 2 coaches have to stay active. So, like I said, if you're focusing on the goal of hitting Success Club, that means you're bringing in 3 new people. Ideally, 2 of those at least are coaches, because you don't want to get to Emerald and then stop. Like, sometimes I see people get to Emerald and then they just protect that, and it's like, I gotta stay Emerald, I gotta stay Emerald, instead of staying on offense and getting to the next level, right? So as long as you have 2 coaches that are active on opposite sides of your team, you're an Emerald. But your focus should be to continue to bring in new coaches. Okay, so here's a little call to action for you. Tonight when we get off the call, I want you to think about if you already have 1 coach, I still want you to think about 2 more people. If you already have 3 coaches, I still want you to think about your next 2. So who are your first 2 if you don't have any coaches? But if you do have coaches, who are your next 2? I want you to send them to your coach. And then a lot of times I do this call on a Thursday night. So it's Tuesday. Wednesday ends a Beachbody week. You wake up Emerald on Thursday. But it is 100% possible to go Emerald in 24 hours. So give yourself a big, swift kick in the butt and nudge yourself and just see who can wake up green on Thursday, right? Okay, and then the last thing down at the bottom, utilize your upline. What I mean by that is, so I kind of have not been great at doing this in the past, but with Muscle Burns Fat, every single new coach that joined me last week, I just said simply, hey, you signed up as a coach. I know you might not be doing it for the business, but if we find 2 people to do this with you, you could earn back $100 of what you just spent. A couple of them were like, yeah, I can ask 2 people. And so they just reached out to their friends, right? So then I said, if you have people that say yes, that are interested, start a message thread with all 3 of us. Because I was basically asking a coach who had no idea about anything and wasn't even really used to Beachbody on Demand yet to try to sell it to somebody. So I basically took the reins and went through the whole process of, okay, what are your goals? Why would you want to do this with us? Okay, here's your options. What's the best fit for you? And I broke it all down, but it gave my coaches a chance to see how that process worked. And one of them sent out a link. The girl hasn't signed up yet. And one of them signed up a coach. So it's something I'm for sure going to continue to do. It doesn't have to just be because this was an MBF launch. But don't ever be afraid to reach out to your coach and say, like, hey, I need help. Can we start a 3-way message? Or I don't know how to reply to this. What would you say? Or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, we all, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for Sarah and Crystal too. Like, I have so much fun watching coaches build this business and just seeing it grow for them. I want everybody to be successful, and I know that coaches that are bringing in coaches do too. So let us help, and just don't ever be afraid to say, like, ooh, I did this and now I don't know what to say, because that's why we're here. All right, I think that was the last one. Okay, so does anybody have, I know y'all asked a couple questions as we were going, but do y'all have any other questions or want to chit chat? Crystal, you want to chime in?
Sure. Can we take everybody off mute?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Well,
Thanks. So I guess like when I first signed up and found out like the terminology like emerald, I was always like, I don't know what you mean. But I knew 2 people I could ask, and I signed Jeremy up as a coach, and then one of my really good friends as a coach too. And I remember like, okay, well, what now, you know? And like, I think it was maybe a week, 2 weeks later, Morgan's like, you got your first cycle bonus. It was like the $14, which was really exciting, you know, because it was an extra $14. And so the thing too is like, you want to look long term. Like, is this something that you want to do long term? And to me, it is, because I'm always going to need to work out. I'm always going to need accountability, because I suck at motivating myself sometimes. And so it's nice to have like a group of girls like behind you doing this with you. You know, and so like for me, I have to do it like, sorry, my cat tail. I have to do it for like my mental health too, you know, like mentally I have to work out. And so I need this team, and like long-term vision, putting Jeremy there, like at first it was like, oh, you know, like I don't see anything. But now I do, you know, over the course of time, because this is like a relationship business, and it's something that you're going to see like long term. This is something like long term that you want to keep in your vision. And yeah, I love it. What are y'all's questions? Do you have questions? Thoughts? It's a lot of information.
Thursday night, I'm doing a new coach getting started call, which in a normal situation, you would do that first and then the emerald call. But I texted Crystal and I'm like, dude, your team is on fire and they're so excited. Like, we just need to get on a call. So get on the Getting Started Right call if you've not ever been on one, because I think it'll help kind of pull a lot of this together. But at the end of the day, I just think that y'all are, I mean, I see you showing up and inspiring people. And that is the foundation of being a coach. Like I said in those pictures in the beginning, that I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just being me and empowering people. And it helped me to build a business just because of what I was doing anyways, you know? But I'm happy to sit here and chit chat if y'all have questions, or if not, I won't keep any more of your time. All right, well, let's take a picture. Tip, always wipe your camera off before you take a picture. Oh no, and mine just froze. I need a new phone so bad. I don't want to
Got
spend
one.
on it. Crystal, you might have. Oh wait, here we go. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, y'all have a good night. And don't forget, send your 2 to your coach. Let's see some shout outs on Thursday. All right, love y'all. Have a good night.
Thank y'all. Bye.